Okay, so now I'm going to take the Venn diagram and I'm going to use it to write my answer. So my question is, compare and contrast Miss Fry and Miss Wardrop. Provide at least 2 examples. So if you look, we already have 3 examples of how they're different and 3 examples of how they are the same. Remember, same is compare, contrast is different. So on the next page, here is where I'm going to write my answer. Again, the question's up here. Over here, this is my rubric on the side. I know that with any kind of writing, I need to have an introduction or a topic sentence, something that lets us know what we are going to be writing about. And to create that, I'm going to pull a lot of words from our question. So we know that compare means the same and contrast means different. So I'm going to start by saying my teachers So I have who I'm talking about, okay? It's very important, Miss Fry and Miss Wardrop. I can't just say my teachers because you also have your PE teacher, your music teacher, you have all those different teachers, so you have to be specific on who you're talking about. So we know that we're comparing my teachers, Miss Wardrop and Miss Fry. Now I can't just say my teachers, Miss Wardrop and Miss Fry, compare and contrast. I'm going to use those other words that we know for compare and contrast. So for compare, I used are similar in some ways. Similar is taking the place of compare because we know compare means same. We also know they wanted to know about contrast, so we have to make sure we include something about that. So I'm going to type that they are also different in their own ways. So the word different is telling me that we are contrasting. So my first sentence, my topic sentence says, my teachers, Miss Wardrop and Miss Fry, are similar in some ways, but they are also different in their own ways. Just by reading that sentence, I know who we're talking about and what we're going to be talking about. So now we're going to go into the next part. It says provide at least 2 examples. And if you look over on our checklist, it says a transition sentence into compare. So remember, when we are introducing a new topic, we either need a transition word or a transition sentence. So I need to put a sentence that lets us know that this paragraph is going to be about how Miss Fry and Miss Wardrop are the same. So I'm going to say both of my teachers have a lot in common. By using the word both and common, they know we're talking about how we are similar. So now this is the part where I need to go back to my Venn diagram. I need to look at the things that I put for how they are the same. So if I look here, the first thing I said is that they are teachers. Now I'm not just going to write teachers. I need to put it into a sentence. So I'm going to say one similarity is that they are both teachers. So I'm going to go back to the Venn diagram. My next one is they're both girls. So again, I'm not just going to write girls. I'm going to put something that shows a full sentence. So I'm going to put another is that they are both girls. And our final one says love to drink coffee. So I'm going to put additionally, they both love to drink coffee. So now I did my transition sentence and I gave my examples. So now I can move on to the next thing. Transition sentence into contrast. So we need a sentence that shows that we are talking about how they are different. So I'm going to say, however, my teachers are different in some ways. That lets them know that this paragraph is going to be all about how they are different. So I go back up to my foursquare and see how they are different. For this one, I'm going to start with their hair color. I'm going to say one way they are different is their hair color. Miss Wardrop has brown hair and Miss Fry has pink hair. Then I'm going to talk about what they teach. Miss Fry teaches math, science, and health. Miss Wardrop teaches reading, writing, and social studies. So I'm going to say another difference is what they teach. Miss Fry teaches math, science, and health, but Miss Wardrop teaches reading, writing, and social studies. Again, I put those notes into full sentences. And my last example, Miss Fry has blue eyes, Miss Wardrop has brown eyes. Again, we're not just typing blue eye, brown eye. We're going to put it into a full sentence. And it says, also, they both have different eye colors. Miss Fry has blue eyes and Miss Wardrop has brown eyes. So now I gave my examples of how to contrast. I need a closing sentence, something that wraps it all up so I remember what we were talking about and I can prove my point. So I'm going to read my sentence again, or my question. Compare and contrast Miss Fry and Miss Wardrop. So I need to remember we were saying how Miss Fry and Miss Wardrop are the same and different. Now my final sentence is going to sound very familiar to as my topic sentence because they're both reminding me that I'm talking about my teachers and how they're the same and different. So for my last sentence, I'm going to say, as you can see, my teachers, Miss Wardrop and Miss Fry, have similarities and differences. Now, before you would ever turn in any writing, you would read over it and make sure that it makes sense. Because a lot of times we go back and we figure out that we didn't have something. But that is how you use a Venn diagram to write a paragraph or an answer.